Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make a waffle stitch beanie, and this one is the adult size. So someone had requested for me to make the adult size, so I am doing that today. And you can use any yarn of your choice. This is the one that I will be using. This one is the Bernat premium yarn, and this is some leftover that I have from a full skein. So the amount that normally comes on a skein is 360 yarn, and it's a size 4 medium weight yarn. Recommended hook is a 5 millimeter. So I have my size 5 hook here and my 4.5 hook, which I will be using for the brim of the hat. So you can choose to use a pom-pom or you don't have to. So I do have one that I made previously and it looks super cute. You don't really need a pom-pom actually. So I might not use a pom-pom, I just put it here. So the hat is super cute, and I will show you how to make this brim. So for the first one that I did, I make it with a fold up brim, to fold up like this. But for this one I will be making it with this type of brim. So I will be listing more information in the description box, so you can check that out. And so let's jump in the video. So guys, to begin, you will make a magic ring. So you can make your magic ring however comfortable you feel. I normally just wrap it around my fingers just like this, insert my hook, then pull up a loop. Once I have done so, I'll pull down and chain 2. So this chain 2 is not a stitch. So you are going to yarn over, go into that circle, and you're going to place 12 double crochet. If you don't know how to make a double crochet, if you're a beginner, you normally yarn over your hook, insert into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, yarn over, go into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. And you'll continue doing that all the way until you get to 12 double crochet, and then I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to the end of making my 12 double crochet. Now I am going to slip stitch on top of our first double crochet here. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull through. So now that you have done so, you're going to go ahead and chain 2. Into that same stitch that you did your chain 2, you are going to yarn over and you're going to place 2 double crochet there. And into each and every stitch around, you will be placing 2 double crochet. You should have a total of 24 at the end of row 2. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. So now I have come to the end of my 24 stitches, and now I'm going to slip stitch on top of our first double crochet. You can go ahead and pull on your tail end to close that center part up. So now that you have done so, you are going to go ahead and chain up 2. So we will always chain 2 whenever you're moving on to a next row. So now we're moving on to row 3, and we're going to do something different. You're going to go yarn over, go into that same stitch where you did that chain up 2, and you're going to place 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to place another double crochet. And now we are going to be doing a front post double crochet. So where we just did that last double crochet on top of that stitch, which is this one here, you're going to yarn over and you're going to insert your hook, pluck the stitch up like this, and then pull through on your hook. And that's how you do a front post double crochet. You're going to yarn over, going to the next stitch, and you're going to make 1 double crochet. Into the next, another double crochet, and then followed by a front post double crochet on top where we just made that double crochet. We're going to make a front post double crochet around it, just like this. Let me just redo that. Yarn over, going to the next, 1 double crochet, into the next, another double crochet, and then a front post double crochet around that same double crochet that you just did on top there. So that's how we're increasing for row 3. So you're going to continue doing that all the way until you get to the end, and then I will meet you back there. Feel free to rewind the video if you did not catch that, so that you'll be able to do it. So I'll see you at the end. So now I have come to the end, and I have my last front post to make here. So there it is. Now you're going to slip stitch on top of your first double crochet, chain 2, and you are going to make back post double crochet. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to go in from the back like this, and you're going to pluck the stitch out from the back. So insert your hook from the back, pull through, and pull up onto this stitch. You're going to do the same. And where we have this front post double crochet, we're going to make 2 regular double crochet on top of that stitch. So that's 1. We're going to make another one there. Now you are going to make 2 back posts, going from the back, so you're making 2 back posts double crochet on separate stitches. Once you get to your front post here, you're going to make 2 double crochet in that same stitch on top of the front post. So there it is. So we have 2 back posts here, then 2 double crochet on top of this front post, then 2 back posts, then 2 double crochet on top of this front post. You're going to continue doing that all the way until you get to the end, and then I'll meet you there. So guys, now I have come to my last stitch here, and I'm just going to make my 2 double crochet on top of that front post. So there it is. So now you can see the waffle starts to show. So now I am going to go ahead and slip stitch into our first double crochet. We're going to chain up 2. Remember, we're always chaining 2. You're going to yarn over, go back into that same stitch that you did your slip stitch, and make 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to make another double crochet. And now where you have those 2 double crochet that is together here, you're going to make a front post on this one. So when you make the front post on this one, this stitch that you're seeing here on the top, it's going to go to the back. So let me show you. So insert your hook, make your front post. So now you can see the stitches hiding here into the back. Now you're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, and make a double crochet on top. So you're increasing. So you're going to go into the next stitch that is here, and you're going to put 1 regular double crochet again. So on top of this next double crochet, which is together, you can see you're going to do another front post. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, and do a regular double crochet. Into the next, a regular double crochet again. And where you have the 2 together, you are going to do 1 front post, then the stitch is hiding into the back there. You're going to go into the back and make 1 regular double crochet on top, then into the next stitch, so that's on top of this double crochet, you're going to put 1 double crochet. Let me just redo that. And now you are going to do a front post around that stitch. So you can see. So we have our 2, then we have that front post, then 2 in the middle, front post, then 2 in the middle, front post, then 2 in the middle, front post. And that's how we're going to basically do it all the way around, making sure that you have your 2 regular double crochet once you get to those 2 double crochet that is together, you're gonna do your front post and then a back post, sorry, not back post, sorry about that, and then a regular double crochet on top of the stitch that is pushed in the back. Now you're gonna do a double crochet, so there, so 2 regular double crochet and then a front post there. So continue doing that, continue to do that all the way until you get to the end, and then I'll meet you there. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 5, and now I am going to go ahead, slip stitch, chain up 2, and we'll be alternating again. So we did back post here, and then we did a regular double crochet on top. Now we're going to do back post for row 6. So you're going to yarn over, go in from the back, and make your first back post double crochet. So that's 1, and in the next stitch 2, and you can see now that it pops the stitch up. And now where we have our front post, you're going to yarn over and do a front post there. Go in from the back, and you're going to do 2 back post double crochet. Then where we have our front post, you're going to do a front post. These 2 double crochet here, go in from the back again, and you're basically repeating this all the way around. Front post, you will do a front post until you get to the end. So where you have your double crochets, you will do your back post. So there it is. Now we are at our front post. You're going to repeat the same thing. Front post, next 2 stitches here, back post. Front post, you do a front post. These 2 stitches, back post. So I will continue to do this, and I'll see you at the end of row 6. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 6, and I'm just gonna slip stitch. And now we are going to chain up 2, and for row 7 you will do a regular double crochet on top, just as we did down here. So you're going to repeat, you're going to be alternating. So you're going to do 1 row with just a regular double crochet on top, and then your front post, and at the next row you will do back post double crochet, where it will pluck the stitch up like this. So you're alternating, so you're repeating row 6 and sorry, you're technically repeating row 6 and row 7. So we're doing row 7 now. So insert your hook, make a double crochet. So you're doing a double crochet on top because we already did the back post here in row 6, and then a front post where we have the front post, and then 2 regular double crochet on top, and then a front post. Once you get to the end of row 7, you will slip stitch, chain 2, and then start making your double crochets, 2 double crochet into the back loop. So you're going to repeat that until you get to 8 inches in length. Once you are there, once I am there, I will meet back with you, and then I will show you how to make the brim. And you will also notice the design of the hat will start to come in as you make your rows. So remember, you're alternating between row 6 and row 7. You're repeating the same thing over and over until you get to 8 inches in length, and then I will meet you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end and I have my last stitch, which is a front post remaining. And before I finish that stitch, I am going to change to my next color, which I will be using black. I hope that you won't have a problem in seeing what I am doing, but I will try my best to bring the camera up close so you can see what I am doing. So I will be using this yarn. This is a loops and thread. It's a little bit thicker. Well, it says it's a size 4 yarn, but I find that it's a little bit thicker than a regular Bernat brand. So you can see it's just a bit thicker than the Bernat, but it says that it is a size 4 as well. So, but it shows that the recommended hook here is a 5.5, and with the Bernat the recommended hook is a size 5. So I will be attaching the black. So I am going to pull through. So as I stated, let me just redo that. So the last stitch, you're going to make your front post. You're going to yarn over, make your double crochet, but you're not going to finish once you pull through the first 2 loops. Then you are going to get your next color and pull through to finish that stitch. Once you pull through, you are going to give it a tie just to make sure that it is secured. And there it is. So this is what I have left back from the leftover yarn that I was using. So I still have a bit from that. So now we are going to slip stitch on top of our first double crochet, and then we're going to fasten off from our purple one here. Lay that aside. So now we're gonna work over these tail end as we go along, and you're gonna chain up 1, and into that same stitch where we did our slip stitch you are gonna make a single crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and make your single crochet. So continue, make sure you hold your tail end, or if you don't want to do that, you can always weave that in at the end, but it makes the work goes faster and quicker and easier, I should say. So before I continue, I just want to show you the measurement for the hat. So I stop at 8 inches in length. So let us continue. So continue to make single crochet into each and every stitch. You should have a total of 72 stitches once you're done. So I will see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to my first row of single crochet, and I'm just going to change my hook. If you don't want to change your hook, you can continue using the 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, or if you want a tighter fit, you can change to the 4.5, which I am going to change to that. So now you're going to slip stitch on top of your first single crochet. You're going to chain 1, and working into the back loops only, you will be placing 1 single crochet into each stitches. So just as I did on this hat here, we are going to do the same. So starting off with this first stitch, you're going to go into the back loop. So where you just did your slip stitch, let me just use my needle. So you can see the back loop here and the front loop here. There, and the front. Back loop, front loop, back loop, front loop. So what's going to happen is that it's going to bring these stitches forward and make it look like a rope effect. So you are going to go into the back, pull up a loop, and make your first single crochet into the back loop, pull up a loop, make your single crochet, and you're going to continue doing that all the way around, working into the back loop only. And you can see I hope you can see that well. Because I'm using black, it's not so visible, but it should look, as I stated, it should look like this. So whatever color that you're using, it should look like this when you're done. So I'm going to continue doing that all the way around, working into the back loop, and then I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I've come to the end, and I am going to slip stitch into both loops into our first single crochet. Now that we have done so, we are going to chain 1, and we are going to do a total of 5 rows of working into the back loops here. So we just did row 1 of that. Now we're at row 2, so go into the back loop of that same stitch that we just did our slip stitch, and you will just repeat the same step over and over until you get to 5 rows. Once you get to 5 rows of working into the back loops only, then I will meet you at the end and I will show you what to do on the last row. So technically the total row of this brim would be 7 rows because we did a first row of single crochets here. So the last row will be some slip stitches that we will be doing. So I will see you there. So I'll do my 5 rows and I'll meet back with you. So now I have come to the end of my 5th row, and now I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, and what we're going to do now is we are going to do some slip stitches into the back loops just as we're doing before. So instead of doing single crochets, we will be doing slip stitches. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch where we just did our slip stitch and make another slip stitch. Going to the next stitch, make a slip stitch, and you're going to continue doing this all the way until you get to come back to this part here, and I will meet you there. So slip stitch into the back loop only, and I'll see you at the end. So you can see, hope you're seeing the ridges good. These little ridges here. So I'll see you there at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end and I did my last stitch there, and now I am going to go ahead and fasten off, and I'm going to pull up on that yarn there. Now we are going to weave in our tail end, and what you're going to do is, to give a nice clean finish, you're going to go into both loops on this first stitch. So insert your hook, sorry, your needle, and then you're going to come back this way and into the back loop on this side. You are going to go in and downward, so just like this, and go down into a few of the stitches. You can go down as much as you want, making sure that it is not showing on this side. Take your time, pull through until it is matching with the same size as the other stitches. So there it is. So I hope you can see it well. Now I'm just going to go ahead and continue weaving in this tail end, going wherever, just to make sure that it is secure. Take your time to pull through, and once you're done, you just go ahead and fasten off. I'm pulling a little bit tight on this, and just pull that up. Okay, so now I'm going to fasten off, and there it is. So this is where we did our chain 2. It is not visible at all. You're just seeing these ridges. So it's looking super cute. So this is the hat. It is now finished. It can be worn just as is, or you can add a pom-pom on the top. Either you can make already made one, handmade one, or you can use one of these ones. So this is measured 9.5 inches in length. So if you want this hat to be bigger, all you'd have to do is change your hook size. So I use a 5.0, you can use a 5.5, and to make the body of the hat, so it will come bigger, and the width will be bigger and the length as well, and then you can just add the brim onto it. So I'm just going to show you what the width is. So it is measuring 9 inches at this part here. So when I go down, it is measuring 9.5 inches down further, and the brim, it is measuring, let me just, so from here, yeah, so it is measuring 9. So let me just redo that measurement. So from here to here, so it's almost 9.5 inches in width, almost. So that is good enough as that stretches. So if your head circumference is like 20, 21, 22, this hat should be able to fit you perfectly as it stretch a lot. And yeah, so I am gonna go ahead and attach my pom-pom. I don't like to work on this part because it's gonna make the pom-pom dance on the top like this, so I don't like to do that. I like to go into the pom-pom itself to sew it on. So I am just gonna go ahead and sew that on, and I'll be back with you. So guys, here is the end look of the hat with the pom-pom on. So you can decide if you want to add a pom-pom or if you just want to wear the hat as is. So there it is. So this is the other one without the pom-pom. So as I stated, if you want to do it without pom-pom, you can. If you don't want to, you can just wear it as is. So guys, thanks again for watching. I hope this was a great tutorial and you were able to follow along to make one of your own. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.